On this episode of Star Trek Universe, it's racist, it's sexist, it's lazily written. It also introduces a core answer and a core mystery to the Star Trek universe, and happens to be, weirdly, one of my favorite episodes. We're talking 303, The Paradise Syndrome, after these words from stereotypical savages marveling at the white man's gourd lantern.
Indeed. Oh my.
Welcome into Star Trek Universe. This is one of our classic watch/rewatch episodes. I am David C. Robertson, he who hath rewatched several times.
And I am Effie, she who has been watching just the singular time.
Just this once.
Just once. Just the once.
Just the once.
You know, sometimes it's enough. Just the tip.
Yeah. I take it you feel that that's true of this episode. Just the once will do.
No, not entirely. Because I was more or less prepared for, all of the terrible isms present in this episode. But like you said, damn it, if it isn't emotionally sound, if it isn't a good episode, if you disregard, all of the very problematic views on Native Americans.
Yeah.
Ish. Ish. It does end somewhat abruptly, but it does leave you with that sort of bittersweet, and now he has to go back to the day-to-day, and but at its core, just the idea of he was stranded there for 2 months and was happy and got married and impregnated someone, and I suppose that's part of it, right? That's part of happiness, and
I guess so.
They must have had fun at least once. Between the tickle fights and the chasing each other through the forest and everything.
Yeah.
It's good shit. But it hurts at the end when she dies, and that makes for more of an impact than some other terrible episodes that are equally racist.
Yeah, so my general feeling on that, and yes, it's like a clear white savior narrative. Kirk gets there with he comes down and he gets zapped by the obelisk and he has no memory, but somehow he knows how to do everything better than them. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how he knows.
He doesn't remember shit, but he remembers irrigation for some reason.
Right.
Something that was definitely not already invented by brown people in Egypt in ancient times or anything. Like that, come on.
Right.
It is very much a let's not even look into whether indigenous people have ever invented anything. Let's just assume they're savages. That's the biggest issue. Like they're happy because they're so untroubled by, worldly concerns like storing food for famines. Because we have to assume there are famines here, even though it's also paradise. And there's that weird contradiction of, it's a perfect place, but also they don't know how to deal with life, even though they've been here for forever. And clearly remember that they were put there to also improve. And there's an expectation of the wise ones. Well, did our society not grow fast enough, basically? And it's let's just assume they didn't. But they are, a mix of 3 tribes that were the most advanced, according to whoever said that line at the beginning, where it's like, okay, sure, let's immediately separate out which Native Americans we're okay with and which ones are somehow worse.
Yeah.
Boy.
But, Kirk doesn't know how he knows. And we know that he has vague memories of the future, of something.
Yeah, he remembers coming from the sky. He remembers, there are some people I'm dreaming of for months, and I should know them.
He's over here inventing lamps, irrigation systems, fruit preservation, shit that indigenous people knew how to do without Kirk in the real world. Just saying.
Duh. Yeah. Yeah.
And
oh my, the lamp honestly blindsided me completely. Where I was like, Did they not have fire? Like, what the fuck did he do? He hollowed out a fucking pumpkin. Go fuck yourself.
As there's like a fire in the middle of the fucking hut.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is new about the lamp? Oh, we've never had light during the night before. What the fuck?
And yeah, like so people have pointed out, like the indigenous Americans seemed trapped in time. You mentioned it a second ago. Now, I ask, is it because the preservers have created a life of little struggle? They have no want to expand, but
that would be the conclusion. If this was one of those episodes written by
Gene L. Coon, yes.
Gene L. Coon, who would have gone like, no, you need struggle and survival, and you would have only gotten better if life was harder on you.
Yeah.
And why be happy? Go far. Yeah, no, it's not that episode though.
If that was the intention, it's not explored at all. Now,
yeah,
I don't want to be unfair either. Like, yeah, there's plenty of racism and sexism in this episode, but at the same time. In the real world,
I've heard of that.
In our world,
mm-hmm.
There are groups of people who have never had any contact with the outside world, and they're still basically living like this. They were just
and good for them.
They were just never exposed to any, like, there was no cross contamination of cultures. Like, they never got to the Industrial Revolution, and they're cool with it.
Because they're fine, and they know outside of their part of the Amazon are a bunch of weird people who will kill them, possibly. So let's kill them first and stick to our own fucking spot. Which, I get. They're probably better off for it. And there are still some people in favor of, let's not disturb them this time.
Yeah, and I also see it as somewhat problematic for white people to get angry on behalf of a naturalistic culture for insinuating the savagery of that culture based on a lack of exposure to our culture.
Exactly. Like, that's the weird thing. Like, it implies that sort of hierarchy of, oh no, the society should evolve in a certain way. Mm-hmm. But I only brought that up because there is that line of, oh, you're from the wise ones, and I are we not following your plan? Like, are we not far enough along? Should we have grown past this? And I agree that not per se, because that is very much the white industrialist. We've been through these phases. We need this is normal. This is our norm, and you should, as a group of people, as any society, should evolve that way. As if we haven't done a lot of terrible shit to get there, and fuck the planet in the process, and tons of reasons maybe to have just stayed in the fucking woods, man.
Now, here's something kind of possibly problematic. Amy H. Sturgis in If This Is the Final Frontier, Where Are the Natives? Mm-hmm. She says the episode is tone deaf and ill-judged. Says, not only does the episode paint a portrait of Native Americans as noble savages incapable of progress, but it also suggests all indigenous Americans comprise one homogeneous culture. Pre-production fact-checkers from the Callum DeForest Research Company advised Roddenberry and about problems in the script, such as blending unlikely and warring native nations together and calling for costuming completely unrelated to any of those tribes.
Of course.
Rather,
I wasn't expecting this to be any sort of, authentic depiction of Native Americans. I didn't even look into the names they threw out because I was like, I doubt I'm going to find anything supporting them working together in this alternate universe thing. Now, like, no, let's not even delve into the real history. I know this is probably weird and fucked.
Rather than revise the script for accuracy, however, Roddenberry and the writers of Star Trek presented a generically bland and internally inconsistent, quote-unquote, Indian identity for the villagers. Now, I think part of that has to be because they had a lot of costumes to do, and they probably just grabbed from Western shows around them.
Yeah, just whatever, quote-unquote, American Indian costumes we have lying around,
because
that's
the obelisk, that fucking sweet-looking fucking alien artifact in the middle of the fucking...
Exactly, that big fucking prop that they got out of nowhere on no budget.
Yeah.
Where is it from?
That is the most expensive fucking thing they ever built on Star Trek, on the original series.
That makes sense. I figured as much. Yeah, well, at least it's not, from another show. Oh.
But, to Star Trek's point, I do feel like personally, I think the fact that they should have been warring indigenous nations but weren't was most likely the point. Because if a group of aliens grab a bunch of motherfuckers from all these warring nations and takes them far, far away to preserve them, I would think they would just say, well, shit, I guess we have a new religion and a new way of life. But we have wise ones from the fucking sky who took us to another fucking planet.
Yeah.
And they're clearly, like, following them. Like, they put a medicine man in charge who knew the way into the temple and shit.
Yeah, for some reason we told one guy and hoped that wouldn't go wrong. But,
right. So
outside
I've got
of
a theory.
That fucking system.
I have a theory, man. I don't know.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that.
So, yeah, and in several generations, those descendants aren't going to remember the warring or the care. That's nothing but Roddenberry vision right there. A bunch of people coming together to forge a new future.
And to an extent that makes sense because, if you're going to get plopped down somewhere else, I doubt it would matter that this new land should also be divided because we had that land over there, but like it's not the same anyway.
Yeah.
You're kind of dependent on each other at that point. And indeed, those differences might well die out in a couple of generations as long as the wise ones in the sky tell you to fucking stop it and just mingle. And turns out we can just have kids from different tribes, and there will just be one tribe after a while.
Now
that makes sense enough. It does. The religiosity did strike me as a weird amalgamation throughout, where I was just sort of like, okay, so we're just going to assume every culture is like, this is the type of god. Gods don't bleed. Gods can breathe life into the dead. Those are just assumptions that exist throughout. I'm not sure if that's true of any of these cultures, but it felt like a very typical view of like, well, that's just universal, where I doubt it is throughout even human history.
If Salish actually thought he was a god, he wouldn't have attacked him in the first place.
No, of course. He will, take any excuse to be like, well, a god wouldn't. Would a god? I don't know. We don't know a lot about gods' anatomies. I mean, we have a whole big old religion about, God coming to Earth and dying on a cross or something, and he was bleeding, I'm pretty sure. I saw Passion of the Christ. Mel Gibson is clearly the authority on on Christianity, but let's not get into that. Or his dad. It's you could easily write a mythology around that, but no, we're just meant to assume that they're too stupid to know of any sort of resuscitation. Also,
that was weird.
What was he doing with his legs, man? Like, if he drowned and there was water in his lungs, you lift the legs, but don't you do that first before blowing air into the watery lungs that need emptying? I'm not sure. Chest compressions. You could have gone with chest compressions. Also, it was very, very hard to see him wake up. In terms of acting on that kid's part, I was like, oh, he's awake again? Because I didn't notice, but sure. Yeah. Cough up some water, man.
As for Kirk, first of all, I don't know if they figured out a better way.
Rub those legs. Rub that 12-year-old's legs.
You gotta get the blood going, but I don't know.
I don't know either. It's the fucking 60s, man.
Yeah,
maybe in a couple centuries we'll discover that works perfectly.
Yeah. Or it may have just been Kirk got lucky and he was just remembering half-assed as he was everything.
How does this work? Just make out with the kid. I don't fucking know, man. Something like this. Boy.
All right. So
I was let's not to put my expectations, below the floor, but I was at least somewhat pleasantly surprised. At least male actors seemed actually native. They didn't just purely use a lot of makeup to use some white actors. I was somewhat happy about that, even though I didn't look up the woman, but I'm sure
she white. She white.
Yeah. No, I don't mean to assume, but just using my eyes, I figured. that was definitely a thing they didn't consider, because you got to have an attractive female for Kirok, and that means there is only one type of woman you can cast, namely white. But still the 60s, I guess.
I don't know about that. Last episode, let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Okay,
last episode, we had an Asian lady.
That's, what was last episode again?
Oh, what was it? The Elan of Troyes.
Oh, right.
Plenty of problems.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
my goodness.
Quite a
But
looker,
also,
though.
she was like a wicked woman trying to magic her way into his heart and soul. So
that wasn't the point. Your point that you just made was that it has to be an attractive woman for Kirk, so she has to be white. And I'm like, no.
No, you're right. It's not universal, but I also mean, I meant to say that as not necessarily an explicit intention, but an internalized beauty standard, especially in Hollywood in that time period. You're and still to this day, like, there is just we as a society are very good at casting even women of color who have very relatively white, attractive features. Even in that is just a thing we can trace, really. Not even just in a lighter complexion, but just like, we like the black women with the smaller nose, and we can just there is so much fucking around with that in culture at large without even necessarily having that intention. But it is something that's seeped into our consciousness, because that's what we've been told to see as, this is beauty, this is the ideal, and the closer you get, the better. And it tends to be white.
It did.
But it's she wore her wig with pride, I guess.
Which is odd. It's odd that it tends to be white, because in a lot of our media here in America, like, it's always like the blonde-haired, blue-eyed wife who's getting cheated on because the woman or the man finds some exotic Spanish beauty or something, like.
Yeah. But that then you quickly get into the same Orientalism, the same racism, really, to be like, but they're wild, they're exotic, they're strange, and like, without saying the word whore, there is always the implication of they're more sexual, they're more sensual, and that goes for Latina women, that goes for black women, that goes in a lot of different scenarios, and the other way around too. Like, black men are sexualized in another weird way, that also paints them still as savages to an extent. And not all of that is conscious, but damn it if a lot of it isn't.
Yeah, some of it is very conscious
on that.
and very desirable, apparently. So
yeah. It's some things should really just stick to the adult media and not necessarily seep over. But that's just not a thing, because we don't live in a vacuum.
People are weird.
People are weird, man, and sometimes they watch too much of a certain kind of porn, and it just comes out in other creative projects.
Yeah.
But we're straying a bit from the episode.
We are
at this point.
So
it is. I mean, the sexism is also a thing where I feel like it's a weird assumption that too is universal. Of like, this is a lesser culture, so they must have these arranged marriages still, and like there is that patriarchy that's just assumed. And it's a lot to get past, but at least she has some semblance of agency in being like, oh no, I have an excuse not to marry this douche now. And let me throw myself at the white man I've known for 5 minutes. But that's beside the point. We all know Kirk is apparently intensely handsome in this universe. To anyone.
I have been privy to message boards.
Yes.
Where, people are like, did anyone actually find William Shatner attractive? Like, why did they act like he's so attractive on the original series? And just reams, binders full of women.
Of course. Nobody.
No,
I mean, let's be real. He had a good toupee at the time. That helped.
Yeah.
He didn't look bad on the show, and he had a certain charm, a certain swagger.
Yeah.
It makes some semblance. It makes sense to an extent. But it is just noticeable that it's more often him than anyone else. There and at the same time, this is an episode that I think I assume the Kirk and Spock shippers had a great time with, because there's a lot of dedication and sleepless nights trying to save his captain, and that's in there. That's still
that's there.
Yeah,
Possibly.
and I enjoyed that.
So I will say that it has been repeated on record that Spock got the most fan mail, and that was
I
a
wonder
thing.
why.
That wasn't a thing Shatner really cared for. He was pretty annoyed by that.
He was fine. Of course.
But a lot of women found Shatner very attractive, and I would say beginning of the series and before the series, sure. He got a little thick, got a little out of shape. It looked like by the end of it, but
Sure. I feel next episode he seemed fine.
yeah,
Like it depends on the shoot day, I guess.
it is also very, very obvious in the third season that the wig has gone downhill. They have. Well, part of the problem is that Shatner kept stealing the wigs. Herb Solo said.
You mentioned that, and then it tends to get hard to make them equally great.
Especially when they're getting their
You'd think
budget
Shatner would be
slashed.
wise enough to just leave one for work, or even just apply it at home. If you're going to use them yourself, just come in wearing them. Like
Anyway, so we've got. I don't want to harp on all this too much. We may have already done so.
I think we said plenty. I think it's pretty clear. I think anyone who watched it knows.
We still got the problematic white fantasy of so-called primitive paradise. I don't know why they spoke in broken English. Now, I assume the reason they speak in English at all is because of the universal translator. It's ambiguous in Star Trek how or where it is on a person. In the 24th century, a lot of them are implanted inside the person's head. That's going to be a next generation DS9 era. In the 23rd century, it could be handheld. It could be on communicators. I don't know.
I figured.
But
Yeah.
so it's also entirely possible that we, the audience, are only hearing English. Kirk got zapped by the obelisk. They could have rewired him for whatever these folks are speaking.
Would be a weird option to be like, oh, this erased your memory, but also gave you new memories of a language you didn't speak before?
Or another option, possibly the obelisk itself, because it's got a little transmitter on top. It could be already doing a universal translation for all of the different tribes.
I was about to say, that makes more sense. Yeah.
So that they could come together. There's a lot you could say. You could
Exactly. Those are the hand-wavy things where I'm like, come on, we're not going to overthink every bit of plot to such an extent, whereas that's not the point of the episode. The point of the episode is very much let's pull Kirk out of his usual comfort zone of stressing about the Enterprise and give him a different life temporarily for him to have to return to duty and now know what he is missing out on in a way that he didn't necessarily before.
No,
and then you attach the problematic. Oh, but they must have a paradise, such a wonderful life. Oh, lovely.
And finally we see though that Kirk can't white savior his way through saving them because he doesn't know how to access the fucking temple. And of course, the offensiveness persists as the people showcase how savage they are by stoning Kirk and his pregnant wife.
Which
and
is clearly a thing.
Luckily,
I'm not
Spock,
sure if it's specific to Native Americans, but
everybody loves to throw a stone.
I mean, these days it's mostly referred to by Islamophobes, but I guess it must have happened elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I see people in conservative Christian groups saying a lot about how they should be throwing stones again. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess we didn't have time for any sort of redemption for Salish to like, you know, for Kirk to leave her behind and for them to reunite or anything. So no, he had to just kill her outright, basically.
Well, since you zeroed in on stones, I will say I would rather than pick up fucking stones, like, because it would be really bad if they started just like lobbing ears of corn at them. Like, that would have been racist on a new level.
It would have been weird. Yeah, it would have been just yeah. That's just
What?
I wouldn't know what to do with that. It's hard to start explaining why that's weird.
Like, if they started picking up the lamp gourds and started throwing those at Kirk and going, "Stop making these. We've had these for hundreds of years. You fuck."
Or used it to set him aflame or something. That would have been, thematically connected, I guess. Use his own gourd against him.
Hoisted by his own light gourd. So yeah, luckily Spock saves Kirk and lets him be the white savior again for the end, which, they had to get the asteroid away from the planet. Now, I am so...
That took a while, man.
It did.
That took a lot of tries.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it didn't even work. Because they had to go back and...
Uh-huh.
Oh well.
So
also, at that point, does the I know that, the deflector was made to keep those asteroids off, but the whole deflection point earlier in its trajectory seems kind of weird if you can also still do it with more power from closer to the planet.
I don't know.
Because it was very much a contrivance, really, to get Spock to leave, because, well, we need to be there in time, or else it will just hit the planet, only for that to fail, and then, still having to have the ticking clock to then deflect it from way closer. And it's also apparently the size of the moon, so I don't know how close it got, but I'm pretty sure the tides are fucked over there right now.
Yeah.
Gravity must have been weird.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty blowy.
Yeah, there was a lot of wind from all of the tsunamis on the other side of the planet, presumably.
Yeah. Butterfly.
I don't know how many of these tribes were put here. Did they just get a tiny corner of the planet? Is the rest just uninhabited?
We don't know. We don't know. So, for all of its flaws, it should come as no surprise that this episode was written by Margaret Arman, who was the writer for the Gamesters of Triskelion.
Well, this was slightly better than that.
Yeah.
That one relied just on costumes, really.
Yeah, it did. Of course, I don't know. It's one of this... It's like, I don't like this conversation with Spock and McCoy, where he's basically... McCoy's like, "Oh, we gotta find the captain." He's like, "Okay, you dumb motherfucker. Let me show you with rocks where the asteroid is in relation to this fucking planet."
Yeah. Also, the sizes make no sense, and I'm not he just taps the other rock for a bit, and this is not helping anyone. It is only good for the purpose of, okay, if you had just started out with the explanation of, look, this is the planet, this is the asteroid. In the time it's taken me to explain this stupid thing, the asteroid is coming closer to this planet. That, if it was that level of sass, it could have worked.
Yeah.
But first trying to explain a rock hitting another rock, made it less interesting.
There's a level of it where I'm just like, McCoy is not this stupid, is he? Like, I know
I hope not.
He gets all up in his emotions and shit, so I'll give him that. But
sure, but you'd expect a medical doctor to understand some semblance of physics. I mean, it's more chemistry, but still, come on. So
one of the reasons, I'm going to talk about why this is one of my favorites, though. We got this asteroid, the preservers, yes.
I figured that was because I feel like you've mentioned this before. Like you've spoiled the fact that they were out there, and I was like, ooh, that is an interesting concept, and it does, it is good of the show to have the sense to actually include some sort of explanation for why this keeps happening, and also why these people are literally people from Earth. It is. We're not just ignoring that for once. We're actively going, oh no, it makes more sense if it was done this way.
And not only is it just humans, as McCoy says, I've often wondered why there are so many humanoid species throughout the galaxy. And Spock is like, yeah, apparently that's a lot of it's those fuckers. I love that. I love that I think it's so fucking interesting too, because like they the Indians told Kirk, the wise one brought them there from far away. They chose a medicine chief to keep the secret of the temple and to use it when the sky darkens. So they're like, they've put up this obelisk to keep these people safe from asteroids or whatever, maybe even enemy vessels.
But they have to manually operate it because that's just way easier.
But Salish doesn't know the secret of the temple. His father died too soon, didn't want to give it away, then died too soon. And they discuss a prophecy.
Right.
They believe
they
Kirk.
do mention that there is someone who will come out of the temple and yeah.
Yeah, he fulfills a prophecy. Are these fucking preservers time travelers? Is it a coincidence? Is it a coincidence that the thing that fucking opens it is Kirk to Enterprise? Specifically that.
Yeah. Possibly including the yes sir from Scotty or whatever he said.
Possibly.
Because it does wait until he gets a response that I think is the same twice. But I haven't rewatched it, so what the fuck do I know?
Yeah. So I'm just like, what? It's not explained here.
No. It's also not explained how Salish's dad made that sound.
Well,
like specifically those beeps. What instrument makes the...
It may not have been the beeps.
Kirk
because
he
used the beeps earlier, but nothing happened. But Kirk to Enterprise did mimic whatever the sounds were.
Oh, so it might just be saying Kirk to Enterprise.
It might be like the tones, the way he says it. But it still feels like if I don't know. It's like the episode was written poorly.
No shit. Yeah,
but
fair enough.
In a way, it's written poorly in a way that like I can have fun and play and stretch and see if like I
can. There's some concepts in there that work for me. Whereas like there's because even as she said, oh, I'm pregnant. I bear your child. Weird way to say that.
Specifically because you couldn't say pregnant. You had to be very careful with the way you said that you were pregnant in the 60s on American television. You couldn't say pregnant.
Sure.
That was a dirty word.
Okay, but then still you could have said I am with child or whatever.
I don't know what all the specifics were.
Fair enough. There might be weird rules about other implication of pregnancy.
Yeah.
But
there were.
Clearly. God, imagine a woman being pregnant in public. My God. But there's... Oh, yes, it implies having had sexual intercourse, of course. Especially unmarried, technically, still. Or were they married by then?
They were married.
Doesn't matter. They were married, yeah.
They got married when he...
Earlier in the episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The whole, let's dress up like a bird, or something. I felt very... Like, the Big Bird vibes were there, right? Come on. Which is one of the biggest cultural differences between us, is I grew up with a different Big Bird.
Oh, did you?
It's a different color over in the Dutch Sesame Street, yeah.
What color is it?
It's, what is yours again?
Yellow?
Bright as yellow, right? Yeah, we have the blue feathers.
Oh.
Like a lighter blue. You can look it up. There's different ones in like a ton of different countries that are all supposedly cousins, you know? So Big Bird has a bunch of cousins and one of them is green, and one of them, you know, there's...
Wait, you're saying that there are lots of different Sesame Streets and they're all canon to each other?
Apparently, yeah. This is a universe.
No, shit.
It is. It is, man. It's an old franchise.
It's
madness.
Been around. That's madness.
Yeah, because they're just different. They're just different people living in a different Sesame Street, really. Because well, there's an E fewer in our Sesamstraat. Like it's just a Dutchification, but there are different actors, and some of them, you know, some of the puppets are damn similar, but you know they're cousins. They're just cousins. Our Big Bird is called Pino for God knows what reason.
That makes me really happy. I'll never look into that shit, but that makes me really happy.
Now you know. Oh, right. How did I get here? The ritual cloth, the feathers. Yeah. The very colorful acrylic feathers. Why was I talking about that? Oh, right. They were joined. They were having a kid. You couldn't say pregnant.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really a challenge to keep track of what I am on about. Sorry to the listeners for having to do the same.
I mean, if they're still around, they know already.
They know by now. They should have figured.
I prepped them.
But as soon as she said, I'm pregnant without saying I'm pregnant, I was like, oh, that's planting seeds. Like, there's at very least an alternate universe where you can be like, oh, Kirk's son or daughter is out there somewhere. Like, there's someone. And I feel like you maybe said something vaguely in that respect previously, but I don't know. I don't remember. But it feels like, oh, there's something you could mine in terms of story there later on, and you should.
Yeah,
those are the little seedlings where I'm like, ooh, you could work with that.
Well, look, there are, I'm sure, extended universe novels or something that's dealt with some of this. Lord knows they've done the preserver shit, but
of course,
yeah. So that's one of the racist/sexist things about the episode is that Miramani and the baby have to die so that Kirk can be free and go roam the galaxy.
Yeah, he can't be a deadbeat dad. Like, you can't actually choose your duty while still having the option of staying with your wife and child. No.
Yeah, just wait, motherfucker.
Okay, never mind. I guess they threw that out of the window. He doesn't have to be that decent.
No, he is. We'll get into that in a while.
We'll get there. We'll get there
eventually.
Well, we have a bit to okay. Some more road to travel.
So I love that. I love the preserver stuff. I love all of that stuff. I love all of the possible implications of what the preservers are. They might be running around like grabbing, their different species on the brink of extinction and putting them in places.
Time periods, and
yes, I love it.
But it also applies if there's a scale to it where they are the cause of there being a lot of humanoid species around the galaxy. Well, fuck, that means there are probably a lot of non-humanoid species that they also preserved.
Possibly.
Where you would expect, like, because we've already had Vulcans and Romulans and different species going their separate ways. But that must also mean like things like the Klingon Empire must have been, well, I assume the Klingon Empire at some point eradicated a previous species they were living with that might have been preserved. Stuff like that. There's a lot of options. You can go a lot of different story ways, and I have clearly not been exposed to any of them that have been out there for years now. But
yeah,
it's delightful. Yeah, you can do a lot with that.
So, slight spoiler: at some point there will be introduced a species referred to as the progenitors, who absolutely seeded the galaxy, and.
Right, you have said that before. Yeah,
different like humans and Klingons and Cardassians and Vulcans and
just a bunch of these are the core 5 races we seeded or whatever. Yeah,
or like there's might be several, but
sure. But
we don't know if the progenitors and the preservers are the same people or if they're different people. And in strict canon, they are considered
the same, but.
In strict canon, they're considered separate. I didn't realize that for years because I grew up reading fucking extended universe novels that said they were the same.
Of course,
that piece stuff together.
Anyway. Yeah, like both are options, really. You can easily make both work. But it is also fun to have two different kinds where there is, both we seeded the galaxy and made sure all of this came to be. And then a different, possibly seeded species being like, well, we figure it's important to keep most people and their lifestyles around, even if they are on the brink of extinction.
Another thing I love about this episode, Kirk is burned out and lonely, and they've been touching on that since the Naked Time, season 1.
Yeah,
and it's been heavy They've been hitting it
seems to be
heavy.
cyclical. He's just every time he overworks himself, and like McCoy has to say, "Go fucking lie down." That's a regular occurrence, apparently.
But like him wanting the quiet, non-command life, him yearning for someone to love that isn't the Enterprise, you know.
Yeah, and also always the countryside, always where he came from in that sense.
Yeah, and they've been hitting it heavy since the Ultimate Computer. If I feel like it's been pretty like, you know, what do I do after a command? Do I want to keep doing this? Do you know, just constant like kind of burnout.
Yeah.
And I know
they use that pretty cleverly next episode, which we'll get to. But there is like it has its use to lean into that, but it is a common occurrence apparently for him to just get real sick and tired of this responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, but there's also a thing. Remember the first episode ever, The Cage, with Pike, talking about I'm tired of deciding who lives and who dies. Yeah.
It's very much a theme for both commanders, and the horse ranch, and like those shots of those flashbacks of I should show you. Yeah, it's a common occurrence. And we feel bad for them apparently.
Yeah, I do.
We should, yeah.
I love a good time jump, and I try to attribute that to this episode. It's not a great time jump though, execution wise.
Yeah, it's a bit clunky, and it's been weeks, and like I get it, McCoy. Okay, it's actually been weeks. Doesn't feel like it, but sure. But other than the execution, yeah, I do enjoy that they're yet again doing something that didn't happen in 2 days or whatever. That they are taking their time, story-wise at least, to be like, no, this has more impact because we get to see Kirk change over time and reach that point that makes it more tragic because he was invested, because he did spend months with them.
Yeah. I mean, all the Native Americans are clean-shaven, so I guess that's fine since he didn't have a beard. I think it's funny his sideburns were big squares now.
Yeah.
To indicate the time
I noticed that, and I was like, okay, apparently, sure. I mean, they're all shaving, so why doesn't he shave his sideburns? But whatever.
Yeah.
It works. He grew gray.
And I know this would fuck up everything for, the actual show, because they've got to have Kirk back at the status quo in charge of the Enterprise at the end of the episode, because it's all going to be aired out of fucking order and blah, 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 blah. 60s non-serialization.
Exactly. But the problem with the television thing, that's why we're watching in production order, I guess.
Man, I wish Miramani and the child had survived and gone with Kirk.
Yeah, man.
That would have been cool to see. Or at least
the child, or either or, you know, something like that. Or, I mean, it doesn't even have to be. Like, he could have lost his wife and his child, and if that had carried on to other episodes, like if that had been brought back to be like, well, for fuck's sake, this happened to me, and I am not the same Kirk I was last week. That has so much potential for storytelling.
Yeah.
That's the true shame of the episodic nature, where it is like, no, he went through some ordeal, and that goes for God damn it, what's the really great one, the Harlan Ellison? I keep forgetting the yesterday, tomorrow, the fucking round, like, oh my god,
the city.
What's the title?
The City on the Edge of Forever.
Edge of Forever. God damn it.
I was gonna tell you, but you kept talking.
I'm sorry, man, but like, yeah, that's the same sort of.
Yeah.
Well, they use the same trick of like, no, let's have him spend some time there. Let's keep him around for a bit, and then you sadly have to forget it next week, and that's a constraint that isn't always ideal.
They should just have like the top of Kirk's dresser in his quarters, and whenever he has a rough moment, he goes in there and he picks up Edith Keeler's shoe that he took from the street. He's got Miramani's headband that he caresses.
I've killed so many women.
So many tragedies.
Yeah. Yeah, but you could imagine that, because that would make sense from a human standpoint.
Yeah, yeah. Like the fucking...
that in his private moments, he doesn't have to hold up that sort of regal, I am a commander, I have no emotions, I cannot overshare with anyone below McCoy and Spock's rank, basically.
Yeah.
They're yeah. it would have been good to see.
Yeah, it's like Batman's trophy room, but just like mementos from lovers, you know.
Yeah.
What's her
The ones he
face's
cared about,
dagger?
at least. Yeah.
Dagger, you know, from the girl that like killed
that she
her,
was
you know,
gonna-
her
yeah.
father. Yeah, in the play. Yeah.
Oh, that one too. Yeah, so many daggers. I was
so
thinking of
many
the dagger
daggers.
from last week.
Oh yeah. There
was a dagger there that he literally was handed,
the little dolmen dagger. The dolmen
Something
dagger.
to remember the dolmen by. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just has a collection of daggers in his somewhere in a cupboard. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
This is why we're not in charge.
I think it's why we should be.
I agree.
All
But
right.
it would turn into something, let's say, more lower decks than.
Hey, you know what? I made this claim, and this will air weeks from when I talked about this, but I did make the claim on this last Starfleet Academy episode that like having watched Lower Decks, because I think Matt was saying that something was very Lower Decks. And you could do certain things in Lower Decks. And I was like, you know what? Going back and watching the original series, going back and watching certain elements of Next Generation and DS.
Yeah. You always
I'm like,
could.
Going back through the prism, having seen Lower Decks, all Star Trek is pretty fucking Lower Decks. Like,
Yeah.
They
There's
just-
a lot of.
turned it up
course.
one notch.
Yeah, there's just the intent of making it more comedic, where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we can sort of self-awarely make a parody of it, like, slightly. But you don't have to go that far to
Yeah.
reach the point of this is just objectively funny.
This is
Just
silly
if
as
you-
fuck.
If you extend
Yeah.
this threat and, like, what is the logical consequence of this nugget somewhere in an old episode, yeah, you'll end up with some weird ideas. It's fun.
Yeah. Yep. Pop. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen Miramani and the child survive and gone with Kirk. And it would have been tough to red face a white lady up week in and week out, but so I get it. But you know,
It's hard work, man.
oh, I'll tell you
Hard
something.
work for the makeup department. Jesus.
Something terrible. That voiceover, Kirk's voiceover through the episode.
Yeah. It took me a bit to even realize, like, is he just weirdly? Oh no, we're in his head. He's thinking, and that's why his mouth isn't moving.
Yeah.
But when it first starts, you don't really see his mouth, so you're unsure
Yeah.
of whether or not he's talking to himself or thinking. And it's, again, slightly clunky execution, and also the first time it's ever happened, almost. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of focalization of, like, these are his thoughts, in case you didn't realize what was happening. He's happy.
Yeah.
Also, Shatner trying to play happiness, very fucking funny.
Very broad.
Just hug yourself, man. Just hug yourself. It's
Hug
what you
the
do when you're
world.
happy. Yeah.
Hug the world and then hug yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what true happiness looks like. A truly happy smile. That's asking a bit much from
Yeah.
an actor, man.
I don't know if anybody listening to this will get this, but I hope you will. Watching this, every time the voiceover started, I was sitting there like dying, laughing, and going. I kept saying, "This would be a good death."
Yeah, I get that. Don't worry, I get that.
Dark Knight Returns, y'all. The inner monologue of Batman.
That's good. Yeah. I need to rewatch the animated one. Just
Yeah.
to hear the voiceover in there. Because that's truly, it's such an iconic part of Batman that we rarely get to see
Yeah.
outside of animation.
Did they do that voiceover in The Dark Knight Returns? Because
think
I didn't
so.
remember they did.
A lot of it, at least.
I didn't think they did.
I thought that a lot of the iconic lines, at least, were in there. It might not be throughout as much as in the comic, of course.
I need to watch it again myself.
We should, yeah. We'll get on that.
Anyway.
But it's, it's something, you know. Even in the Batman, we drop it after the first scene, and then it comes back for you know, this was the moral of the tale, and it's a shame because there is something to it to have that more throughout because we
Yeah.
are so very familiar as fans with that voice.
All right. Some quotes I liked. Scott saying, "That Vulcan won't be satisfied till these panels are a puddle of lead." And when his engines were burning out in the background, he goes, "My bairns, my poor bairns."
That one was good. Yeah, there has to be some tension on that ship, I guess.
And it's the incredibly sad line from Kirk. All I could tell you is that I'm happy and peaceful here. I'm not sure, but I think I've never felt that way before.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah. And at the same time, execution-wise, I didn't feel it as much when he said it, but it is a very sad fucking line.
Yeah. All right, moving on to trivia. Do you have any more thoughts, by the way?
No, I think I've been over most of it, and otherwise the trivia might just remind me of something.
Okay. This is one of 24 episodes, Star Trek episodes with titles derived from biblical references.
Only 24.
Only 24. The original title for this episode was The Paleface.
Oh my god! Oh no! Oh, for fuck's sake, I'm glad they scrubbed that out of the entire script, but, Jesus fuck.
Speaking of scrubbing things out, it's not mentioned on screen, but according to the script, they called this planet Amerind. Amerind. Like America.
At least pronounce it Amerind. Or Amerind, I don't care, but come on, not Amerind. Fuck off.
Yeah.
And that's disrespectful in even in the way of
so
like, no,
dumb.
it's called America because we called it that. Let's not even look up what natives called it. God damn it.
Yep.
Okay.
So 2 months passed over the time of the episode, making it by far the longest time period in a single episode of the original series.
Yeah, that's fair.
No. This is the second time in 3 episodes that Spock performs a mind meld on Kirk. What did you think of when he jumps up and he goes, his mind, he is an extremely dynamic individual.
Yeah, fuck off. Nuh-uh to me. No. I was like, that only served to confuse me whether or not it had worked to restore his memory.
Yeah.
Which in and of itself felt weird.
Uh-huh.
So it's just, I'm glad it worked. Like fair enough. It's a decent way to get him out of the amnesia. But that whole like, oh no, he's such a strong human that even I, as a Vulcan, cannot take the dynamic nature of his mind. Fuck off.
Especially since he's already mind melded with him.
Exactly, and we've been spending the entire episode being like, he's not a god, he's just some dude who forgot who he was, and he looks different, so he's a god now. And then you end the episode on a note that's like, oh, but he is an exceptional man. And I'm like,
yeah.
For fuck's sake, come on, he's just a dude. It's still Kirk. It's just a dude.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The original script had Miramani surviving with Kirk's child.
Well, we can't have that, goddammit.
Yeah, no, they couldn't have him like leave and go back to the Enterprise and just leave her there.
Well, why not? Because that seems to be his orders, his duty.
I don't think that would play in the 60s. I don't think it would play now.
It shouldn't. But that does. It is interesting from the perspective of, well, you still work for the Federation. The Federation demands you do your job, and technically you shouldn't have been doing any of this. We'll give you a pass because you didn't remember you worked for us.
Right.
But non-interference and all that. Technically, we should kill them both, so just be glad you get to leave.
Right.
Like, if you're going to be tight about your prime directive, kill the child, right?
Well, but
I'm guessing it wouldn't play well for the Federation to be baby killers even now, but, you know.
But Effie, she was tight about his prime directive.
Here I am trying to make a point about colonialism and the parallels between Starfleet and never mind. Well done.
All right.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Oh yeah, this is a good one. This is one of my favorite pieces of trivia. Not that you'll give a shit, but the lake featured in this episode is the Franklin Reservoir above Los Angeles. It has been featured in hundreds of westerns and police shows, but it is most famous as the fishing hole in the opening credits for the Andy Griffith Show.
which I do indeed not know. But cool. It's near Los Angeles. I've been there. I probably haven't seen this lake.
You had to have seen the opening credits of the Andy Griffith Show, where like Andy and his son walking, and Opie picks up a rock and runs and throws it into a lake.
See, you say that, but I didn't grow up in the U.S. I've never seen an episode of the Andy Griffith Show.
Well,
man.
I say that because the Andy Griffith Show holds a specific distinction as being on somewhere in the world every second of the day.
Hot damn. Well, I don't know what channel I should put on here. I honestly don't know. I haven't been exposed to it other than hearing its name from American podcasters who are into old TV. Because that's just my niche of podcasters, apparently. But I've never seen it. I don't know the intro.
Fair enough. Good Lord.
I couldn't have bluffed my way through that. I mean, I could have guessed the whole, there's a lake, let's skip a stone. That's as far as I could have gotten.
Yeah. I mean, I like all that kind of... Dude, I freak out when I'm like talking about like on the Twilight Zone episode, Where Is Everybody? I think it's the first episode. Mm-hmm. Where he's running around this like town square or whatever, this like quad area. And I'm watching it and I'm like, holy fuck, I never noticed it before, but that's Hill Valley from Back to the Future. Some 30 years later. They made Back to the Future. It was just weird because like the movie theater's in the same spot, like the watchtower, the clock tower, everything is like correct. You know, I'm like,
Fun.
I get, Anyway,
connections all over the place.
Other than the street sword fight in All Our Yesterdays, which you have yet to see, this was the only episode with outdoor shooting in the entire third season. Budget constraints caused severe cuts in location money, hiring of extras to populate the ship's corridors, and Matt Jeffrey set designs.
The ship's corridors. Oh, the corridors. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. I had to... for some reason, my mind went to boat, because we were just talking about a lake, and then I was like, no, the ship, the Enterprise. Anyway, I am very awake. We'll get there.
Although only seen in the distance in a couple of shots, the little village on the far shore of the lake included some realistic details. The people can be seen working on canoes. I did notice that.
Realistic of a detail, but yeah, it seemed like a decent little village.
Yeah.
It was more expansive, given that after that you just got the inside of the tent.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The robe made of colorful feathers Kirk wears during the wedding ceremony was recycled from the 1963 film Kings of the Sun. It can be seen in other television productions of this era as well, including the 1966 Batman episodes The Spell of Tut and Tut's Case is Shut.
King Tut wore this shit? I've never watched enough of the old Batman show to know what he looks like, actually. That's shame on me. But wow, cool.
It was also worn in the 1966 Daniel Boone episode Seminole Territory, which guest starred Leonard Nimoy.
Hey, I know that name.
But I love it because they got it. It was very clearly well made. But like, I'm like, God, where?
They didn't have the budget for that.
How would they have lying
around? Yeah,
they got it from a movie.
Mm-hmm. No,
this is the only.
The King of that was the movie. I was like, we just mentioned two television things, but that was later. Fair enough.
No,
I've never heard of the film, so.
Only in this episode do we see the ship firing a gold deflector beam.
Huh? Was it gold in the version I watched?
I believe so.
I just remember a lot of, but maybe that was the phasers, the blue shit.
The blue shit was phasers, and the blue shit was also the deflector from the obelisk.
Yeah, but that's a different blue. But I meant back in space. He used the deflector beam that was yellow before that. Before the phasers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Now, not in the version we watched. I've seen the original version, of course. The asteroid was later recycled as the Yonada in For the World is Hollow and I Have Touched the Sky. So that they reused the asteroid. Yeah, but you won't see that because
I haven't seen the original asteroid. Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you're on Memory Alpha, you can see the original asteroid. They've got side-by-side comparisons.
I am checking.
Yeah.
Now I need to know, what did an asteroid look like back in the 60s? I don't actually... Oh, right, there's the asteroid. Let me see. Oh, no, that's just... Is that the original or the remastered? It doesn't say that.
I don't know. I'm not looking at it.
I don't know either.
I saw both on there earlier, but let's see. Gerald Freed contributed the score for this episode, which included more Spock bass music and peaceful guitars for the scenes on Amerind, is what I'll call it.
See?
For
Yeah,
you.
it
I don't know
sounds
how to
better,
fucking
right?
say it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I love all the Spock thinking stuff. I love that music from Amok Time. It's like, bling, 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 bling. I love that shit, dude.
I really need to listen better for that shit because I keep missing it, and I'm like, I've heard this before. I just keep not noticing.
Uh-huh. Uhura is not on the bridge in this episode, but stock footage from And the Children Shall Lead places her there for just a moment.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know this, but cool. Fair enough.
Now, okay, so the outfits worn by the native include headbands and decorations woven with glass seed beads. These really are used by Native Americans, but were originally a trade item brought by Europeans. Before that time, Native Americans used porcupine quills and beads made of other natural materials. So, canonically, I'm going to say they brought that shit with them because they had already had
Yeah, they were already in danger of being eradicated by
Right.
Europeans. So,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So that's what the...
That could still make sense. At the same time, the medicine guy band was still
Yeah.
like, did they have elastics or
I did
don't know
notice that.
shit. I was like, oh, that stretches real well. Well,
Yeah.
the one that she's wearing is clearly,
Right.
cloth and then a piece of string,
I absolutely noticed that, yeah.
which makes more sense to me because I don't remember rubber trees being around.
Yeah.
But I don't fucking know, man.
Well, I think rubber... Doesn't rubber come from some kind of plant?
Yes, the rubber trees are a thing, but I mean,
Yeah.
they're in Africa, from
Oh.
what I remember. I don't think they're indigenous to America. I didn't
Oh,
double
yeah,
check
maybe
this, so
not.
I might be talking out of my ass.
You
But
might
I
be.
remember that that's what the Congo was plundered for. So
Oh,
I doubt that it's just
Yeah.
something that was plentiful in Northern America.
yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I did notice that it stretched, and I went, that's fucking
Yeah.
elastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, here we are, popping back in with some more feedback from Sterling Gray. And like I said last week, StarTrekUcast@gmail.com if you want to be like Sterling. And I think we all
Be
should
like
be.
Sterling.
I think we
Yeah.
all should be more like Sterling Gray.
We have to aspire for greater things like Sterling.
Yeah. And he has some feedback for the Paradise Syndrome, which you just heard our review of. And, apologies, this is some weeks later, so we might repeat ourselves a little bit. But Sterling says, hey, folks, man, Kirk likes using that drop kick when he's fighting somebody, huh?
Hey, I made a joke about that last time.
Yeah,
by
you
which I
did.
mean, minutes ago, but you didn't
Minutes
know
ago
that,
for us,
and I
yeah.
didn't know this was coming. So,
Yeah. Anyway, this reminded me, you don't know this. This reminded me of Thine Own Self from Next Gen, the one where Data loses his memory and still helps solve a village's plague. After losing his memory, Kirok stole a dude's prestigious job almost immediately. Yeah,
Yep.
I don't
Whoops.
think, did we talk about this, like, white dude just shows up and just steals,
I mean, yes, but also
just steals the job?
in his defense, there seemed to be very little qualifications involved for having this job.
Yeah.
Given that, the white writers weren't like, oh, there's a rich history of medicine men and shamans and actual herbal knowledge of how to heal people within these communities, and women were
Yeah.
very... None of that. It's just, well, the medicine man doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, so we replace him by someone who knows how to resuscitate a person once.
Accidentally,
That's all you need to be able to do, apparently.
I did really enjoy the idea of like families just like, it's very human for just be like, oh yeah, well, doesn't what's his face know how to open the temple? And he's like, yeah,
My dad.
his dad didn't want to give it to him too soon, and his dad fucked around and died. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's kind of lost.
Should have written down your password somewhere, but no.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, what were we supposed to do? Okay, Dad had it written down. I found it. You're supposed to say, Kirk to Enterprise.
How do I pronounce this? Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. He stole the dude's prestigious job almost immediately, then took the dude's girl, married her, got her pregnant, and true to form watched her die. Although this time he screwed up and didn't save the day until he regained his memory. Just as noble as Data.
You need your memory as a fucking white guy to save the non-white people. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. What's funny is...
you need that white knowledge, man. White.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm on one today. Ugh.
Yeah. So here's the thing about Thine Own Self, Sterling. I've seen I've seen all of Star Trek numerous times, but in my rewatches, Thine Own Self is one of my least favorites. And I don't really watch it very often. So I don't have that's the thing. White knowledge isn't real. Because I don't have it,
where's my genetic fucking memories from my ancestors telling me to conquer all of the non-white... Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know how right-wing people think this works, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't have the white knowledge.
I have listened to too much Alex Jones on Knowledge Fight. It's just... It's a good debunk. It's a fun show. But my God, the brain rot of just knowing what the fuck that man thinks.
That's the InfoWars? Good.
It's yeah.
Why are you listening to him for?
I'm not listening to him directly. I'm listening to the podcast debunking him.
Oh, okay,
again,
I gotcha.
There's two comedians just ripping the shit out of everything that comes out of his mouth, and sometimes there's ethnic memories where you're like, that's not anything. No, that's not how genetics works.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you on about? But it's just racism. It's and sometimes that slips into my regular conversations, and then I feel the need to be like, wait, you probably don't get that joke, and I'm not insane. He's insane, and I have just listened to too much of this insane man. And that's just a clarification.
Okay.
Whoops.
Sterling continues. I'm actually starting to feel bad for Kirk after constantly seeing him lose a woman he loves. Yeah, dude.
That's fair.
That's a thing.
She was pregnant. Like, fuck, dude.
Serial monogamist Kirk, which we have more evidence that he is that than evidence that he is a misogynist.
He's not sleeping around necessarily.
Yeah.
He's always just, very into one person.
Yeah.
I mean, we probably have, if we looked, we probably had plenty of evidence of him being a misogynist.
Sure.
But less that he was a slut. Sure. Yeah.
Right. But he's like that 2000...
Slut in the most complimentary way, of course. There's nothing wrong with being a slut.
He's like that 2005 to 2010 fucking South Park misogynist where he's just like, no, I'm going to fuck you up just like I'd fuck a man up. I'm just going to punch the fuck out of you.
Right. Equal rights,
we're all
bitch.
equal. We're equal.
Suck the old cock and sock. Yeah.
We're making fun of the guy in the wheelchair. We're socking women in the face. We're doing it all for equal rights.
Yeah, it's so equal when we punch down instead of up. But hey, the punching up parts of South Park are still pretty fun sometimes.
Yeah.
I haven't kept up. I just know they're doing weird AI stuff with Trump's dick. Oh.
Okay. I didn't know that part. I haven't watched South Park since like season 2 or something.
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't seen it since I was a teenager, I'm guessing. Oh. But I appreciated them for at least having sort of a plot that came together in the end, as opposed to Family Guy.
Mm-hmm. Sterling says, I'm glad that the American Indians were referred to as American Indians and not some offensive name. I even appreciated that they didn't speak broken English. They did kind of, though.
It's been too long for me now. I don't fully remember. I feel like it could have been much worse. But,
it could have been much worse, yeah. This show, again, shows its progressive nature. Yeah, it was bad, but not as bad as it could have been.
Exactly. That's about all you can say about it. Like, for the time, they could have gone much worse. And I feel like just most of the awkwardness of the lines comes from the fact, not necessarily that it's fully grammatically broken, as far as I remember, but like, they don't have words for everything that Kirk brings or something. Like, it's just, it's that sort of what we read as a lesser evolved language, because there's just, this concept is wild to them, and it's hard to sell that line without sounding like a somehow inferior native species in this case, but like normally
But, you know,
person.
what's funny is, like, they did it about as broken as, like, say, the Kelvins from By Any Other Name, where it's like, kiss, what is kiss? You must
God.
show me, apologize
Yes.
again.
Yeah, that was worse. My God.
It was also, he says, it was also nice to see Spock have a flaw and screw up, too. He miscalculated on how to destroy the asteroid, and the planet was almost blown
Illogical.
up. And he had to sit with that for 2 months. Yeah, I like that.
It is, and you see that it immediately eats him, like it all from inside out. He's torn up about that.
Yeah.
He's very much like, I cannot fail like this. My father would not be proud. Yeah,
My father's already not proud.
now he really dislikes me. Yeah. I can never tell him I made an error in maths. Yeah.
Sarah
He will
could be like,
disown me again.
Sarah could be like, an error in maths. So human.
Exactly. You got a 9.8 on your test? What the fuck is that?
I'm like, Sarah, you know what else is so fucking human? The way you are seething right now. You are so shamed.
You know what else is fucking human? You're fucking a human. The human next to you. Look at her. She's fucking human. You're fucking her. Just saying. How does that work, actually? Like,
What do
given
you
that
mean?
they have to have a whole ritual every 7 years, like,
No.
what the fuck happens at that point?
They
No,
can
I
have
know,
se-
I know they can
sex
have sex
whenever.
outside of that. I get that they have a healthy sex life, but also, what do they do when he's on his hormonal ass fertility treatment? Just go off to the spa for a bit and try not to murder anyone?
No, I think she just fucks him.
Are you sure that would be safe for her?
I mean, you know,
The
like,
way Spock, like, I don't know. I remember reading it as a sort of, well, you're fully out of control.
yeah, you know,
I'm not sure that's safe. Like, she can't
I
just be
don't
like,
know.
I'm not really into it anymore in the middle of that. That would just lead to marital rape.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's like,
I love
he's
that
like,
we're.
oh,
I, my mind immediately goes way too into the details. Apparently,
no.
of like they would never write this shit and explain it because it's
Well, look,
right
here's the thing.
in the sexy time.
Here's the thing, though, is like a lot of fans will go off and create their own bullshit and then get mad when the show doesn't go by it. So,
Yeah, how
You know,
dare
at
you not
least
play
you're-
by my sexy time rules?
yeah, it's like, dude, I don't know. Like, maybe he's like, oh, it's that time. I'm kind of feeling a little randy, and let's go ahead and get this out of the way. And then,
yeah, and then it's relieved earlier in the process than happened to Spock
Right.
with all of the drama. Fair enough.
Or maybe it's like it's the Ponfar week, so, you know, I'm starting to feel a little edgy, so you just need to go ahead and just jerk me off every couple hours and we'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be fine. I'm so sorry. Like if you need me to, I'll grab the flashlight. But still, it's just yeah, no.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're not obligated to, because that would be illogical. But if you're emotionally unavailable right now, okay. Anyway,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
these relationship dynamics are fun to think about. Clearly, they're
Yeah.
also very much irrelevant to this episode. Where were
Yeah.
we?
That's also a question of like amok time. Like, Spock, wink one out, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if that was the only
If that was
issue.
the physical fucking release you needed, like, yeah, there would be a simpler solution than having sex. Like, to your body, it doesn't really make a difference.
Right.
But, you know, cultures.
It's like, instead of, you know, killing someone to the death, just jerk
Which
off to
is
your cock's death. And I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. And also, trying to murder someone while having a hard-on seems, like, really complicated. Like, that's just a mind fuck. Like, am I really that into this? Or is it like, what's happening, body?
It also seems a little serial killery.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, am I that sort of a psychopath? Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
oh.
Okay.
God, the rage of blue balls. We should not do another episode on Amok Time because I could drag
Yeah.
this out for way too long.
Yeah.
Where were we
What-
in the feedback?
What, you know what kills me is like, there's a narrative going on that like blue balls isn't real. Now look, here's the thing. I hate to say it, but because somebody will somewhere be like, you're a cock for saying that. Because look, I'm as liberal as most people, but blue balls is absolutely real. The thing is, like, I totally agree. You should never like shame a woman into doing anything she doesn't want to do because of
No,
blue
you're
balls.
just don't be a pushy dick about it.
Yeah,
like, just
take
go,
care of yourself.
Go wank. Go to the bathroom. It's fine.
Take care of yourself, for fuck's sake. But
and also, it's probably personal because I never had any issues with it, and I'm sure some men have.
I definitely did.
It happens. Yeah, no, exactly. Like some men report it, some men don't, and other than that, the range of pain is probably also very, varying wildly. So.
Oh, dude, I didn't know what was wrong with me.
Oh.
Like it was if I was wearing pants and it was like hurting and like I was like up against like a table doing something and like I was like, oh my god, what? I thought my kidneys were failing. Like,
oh no,
like
that's a bit higher sick, up, but fair enough.
Yeah, I was sick to my stomach. Like it was like
kidneys are in the back, man.
It was like all of that. It was like my stomach. It was my kidneys. It was like it hurt everywhere. And then I realized what it was. Eventually.
How much sperm did you store? Jesus.
I don't know. It was just, it's because I got myself to, me and my girlfriend got myself to a place and then we didn't do that because I wasn't doing that personally. I was,
I'm not touching that shit. Yeah.
And, and I didn't know about blue balls, but they are absolutely a real thing. I don't like the narrative that they're not real, that they're just made up to trick women into having sex.
No, it's used improperly, but yeah, sure, it happens.
But I will say, by the time I was 30, they didn't happen anymore.
Fair enough. I never got that far with mine, so,
Yeah. Like, it stopped, But, like, I never used it to be like, that's fine. To guilt somebody.
No. Exactly. No. Now you have to finish it. No, fuck it. Do it yourself. Don't be a dick.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Creepy shit. How did we get here? Oh.
I don't know. You brought up blue balls.
Oh, I probably did. I don't know. Blue balls. It's all over the place.
Oh, we were talking about Pond 4.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it was relevant. See.
Yeah.
It wasn't. We were talking about Dragon Balls.
We did before, yes.
That was probably a different episode. I don't know.
Sterling continues. It took the Enterprise 2 months to fly at Impulse back to the Paradise Planet, and Starfleet couldn't find one ship to help the Enterprise, or at least get someone, Vulcans, Andorians, a pack-led freighter to the planet to help divert this extinction-level asteroid. It can't be because of the Prime Directive. The Prime Directive should have prevented them from being on the planet in the first place. Yeah, that was a little weird, but at the same time, I don't know.
You have to always forget that there is a Galileo, and you can just leave some people behind, and then you can come back later, and which we're going to do anyway. The logistics are weird every time.
Yeah, and also we don't know. Like everybody could have had some sort of crisis going on. I don't think they said so.
Some red shirts might have had a marital crisis. They have to be on the ship. They can't stay behind, or they'll kill each other.
Yeah. Or they were just like, dude, is fucking Spock in the Enterprise? You can't figure this problem out.
Yep,
we're busy. Yep. Also, it should be noted that the whole point of the Enterprise was that they were boldly going where no man has gone before, and
were there some women there? Sorry,
mankind.
Yes. Oh, right. The singular.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that was a thing. That was a thing where people got mad.
Yeah, of course.
When they changed it to where no one has gone before, they got mad in TNG when that happened. So
fair enough. Of course, sure. Big whoop.
They got to be politically correct.
Oh yeah, the PC police. Oh my goodness. Oh, just imagine being a considerate person. Oh, how dare they enforce that? Yeah. Whoever they are enforcing it. Oh, I've never seen them.
Which
police though, they're fine. PC police.
I always took the where no man has gone before to be humankind.
Yeah, of course. No human.
And when they changed it to no one, I felt like that's
weird because there's aliens there. They're people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But they're not humans, but they're aliens. Yeah. So like we're
someone.
More inclusive.
Yeah. It's weird.
So that I didn't think it was including women as far as like trying to be PC towards that, but everyone's got a weird bug
we all
in their
got hang-ups. As per usual, trying to be politically correct has resulted in more weird ass overcorrections that don't really make sense anymore than just talking like a normal being ever.
Yeah. So, Sterling
Usually,
says...
usually people like are far more wrong trying to be hypercorrect. It's impressive, really.
Mm-hmm. Sterling says, quote, "In the time it has taken me to explain the problem, the asteroid has moved from here to here, Spock to McCoy, and also me to people helping me at work." Yep. That's the thing.
Oops. Yep.
And Sterling ends this out with saying, "Tahiti is a magical place. I assume this planet is where Nick Fury took Agent Coulson's dead body between Avengers and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I'm pretty sure that's the reveal somewhere between season 1 and 2. Yeah, I remember
Somewhere.
that. I remember this planet, sure, yeah.
All right, Sterling.
God, that's long ago.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I remember when that show was relevant, and we sort of expected tie-ins more often than they did. Except for the TV screens. At some point, they were TV screens with like, "Oh, look at the news! It's the new movie."
Yeah. I wasn't mad. It was a TV show.
I get it.
Everybody.
I mean, yes, but also we were in the early days in the first season. We were still sort of believing in the MCU promise of everything is connected, and at the same time, they had some more bigger cameos.
Yeah.
Like in the early days, they had set up a couple of tie-ins where it's like, oh, we're gonna do this. And especially, of course, the whole Winter Soldier thing where it's like, fuck you, S.H.I.E.L.D. is gone. How does this influence the entire show about S.H.I.E.L.D.? That was fun. That was fun. That was a good time to be a fan. Yeah.
That was cool. I do like hate that it was a situation where Joss Whedon was like, "I've got an idea for this show," and Kevin Feige was like, no, because we're gonna do this.
Also, no,
we're gonna do this with S.H.I.E.L.D. And then he was like, "Well, I'm gonna take it to ABC," and ABC's like, "Yeah, let's do this," and he's like, "Okay, well, we're getting rid of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?"
Yeah, we are. And the rift was formed between the divisions at the time. Yeah.
Which, one of the first of many fuck yous to Joss Whedon.
Fair.
My God. Anyway, we're going to pop back over to the episode proper so that past Dave and Effie can close us out.
Yeah, and you won't have to listen to us continuing to talk about Marvel on a Trek podcast. It'll be fine.
Star Trek UCast at gmail.com. Please write in.
Yay! We love it. We love you.
That's all I've got. Really care to talk about. How you feeling?
I agree. That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're not wanting to talk about, but I'm good not talking about it.
Oh, no. It's just more production shit that I don't care about.
Fair enough. We can do without. What's up next?
Next time on the Star Trek Universe Classic Watch Rewatch, DC Fontana returns with a tale that requires Kirk and Spock to implement a nefarious ruse on Star Trek 304, the Enterprise Incident.
Dum, dum, dum.
That's it. That's it.
That's damn vague, man.
I know. But until next time, Joel on True, live long, prosper, and of course,
eat a dick, people. Eat a dick.
Star Trek Universe is produced by Matthew Carroll and David C. Robertson. If you'd like to hear more from Matthew Carroll, check out all of his podcasts at strandedpanda.com. And go look for his music by searching Matthew Carroll wherever you get music. He did the theme for this show. Find out more about Effie Ophelders and her writing at euphemia.ophelda.rs. And if you want more of me, David C. Robertson, you can find links to my other podcast, DC On Screen, my poetry, short stories, photography, artwork, and my free all-encompassing weekly/semi-weekly newsletter at davidcrobertson.com. All links are in the show notes. If you'd like to reach out and have your voice heard, email us StarTrekUcast@gmail.com.